Finally come back and get in the cage and want to punch his face in. But for now, when I win this belt, I am the champ, you know what I mean? While he's out the cage, I'm the lightweight champ.
Paddy Pimblett sharpens his edge for a volatile collision with Justin Gaethje at UFC 324, a night where tension tightens and both men hunt the interim crown with bad intentions. The air is thick with urgency, the stakes unforgiving, and neither fighter is hiding their hunger for chaos inside the cage. Yet beneath the build-up, Paddy's mind is already racing past the present danger, drifting toward a darker horizon. He's watching the clock on Ilia Topuria's return, imagining the moment he can call him out, step forward, and ignite the next war, once Justin is dealt with.
Very small compared to me, you know what I mean? He's up to like here, he's not that wide. You've definitely seen that video of him and Panto just stood next to each other and they look the same weight.
Pimblett is already picturing Ilia Topuria's return like a countdown to violence, an inevitable moment he's been waiting to exploit. Even while locked in on Justin Gaethje at UFC 324, his message is cold and unmistakable. There will be no tune-up, no easing Topuria back in. He wants him immediately, face to face, and ready to suffer. The plan is ruthless and simple: erase Gaethje first, then pivot fully to Topuria, turning that long-awaited comeback into a brutal, punishing awakening.
I hope Paddy's gonna lose, because if Paddy wins, it's gonna be a problem for me again.
Why do you think so?
I think he's gonna try and avoid me.
You say if he wins against Justin or if he wins against Ilia?
No, against Justin. Against Ilia, he never can beat Ilia.
Okay.
No way.
So you think if Paddy wins the interim belt, he'll try not to fight you?
Yeah. UFC gotta push him probably.
Paddy Pimblett doesn't hesitate to ridicule Ilia's frame, convinced his own size tilts the danger sharply in his favor against Ilia Topuria. He points to Topuria's compact build, hammering home the ruthless truth of weight classes, warning that sharing the cage with him could become a very serious mistake for Ilia.
Wasn't too surprised. I know Ilia's going through a lot of stuff and wish him nothing but the best with it, know what I mean? That's nothing to do with us fighting, it's nothing to do with being in the cage, so all that around his family life, I hope everything goes perfect for him, but when he does finally come back and get in the cage, I'm going to punch his face in. But for now, when I win this belt, I am the champ, know what I mean? While he's out the cage, I'm the lightweight champ, and that's the way I see it.
So that interim belt to you will feel undisputed?
Yeah.
Matt Brown injects doubt into the narrative, raising alarms over Ilia Topuria's urgency to rush back, especially while wrestling with personal turmoil born from a very public divorce. Brown worries that Topuria could storm into the octagon before his mind is fully settled, leaving cracks in his focus that a ruthless opponent could exploit, turning distraction into defeat. He admits it's a daring call and concedes his tone, recognizing Ilia's sharp mind and calculated nature, yet he underscores a brutal truth of the fight game. Fighters loathe inactivity, they itch to return, and that hunger to compete, when rushed, has a habit of betraying even the smartest warriors.
His support, essentially he wants you to win, he wants that fight. Have you allowed yourself to think of what a fight with Ilia looks like?
Yeah, I think I beat him up as well, know what I mean? Like, he's very small compared to me, know what I mean? He's up to like here, he's not that wide. You've definitely seen that video of him and Panto just stood next to each other and they look the same weight. So, like, there's weight classes for a reason, and if he wants to fight me at 155, it'll get seriously messy on his face.
Drawing from scars earned in his own career, Matt Brown describes the torment of watching wars unfold from the sidelines while every instinct screams to be locked inside the octagon. He believes Ilia will feel that same magnetic pull, that same restless itch that refuses to fade. Even if Topuria is physically sharp and outwardly ready, Brown stresses that deeper battles are still being fought away from the cage. Those personal struggles don't vanish on fight night, and timing can become a dangerous illusion. Brown predicts that this competitive fire, relentless and unforgiving, will eventually overpower logic and patience, dragging Ilia back sooner than he should return. It's a bold call, but under the circumstances, one that feels disturbingly possible.
And that is Ilia comes back, but the bolder prediction is he loses. He comes back too soon, still dealing with all this bullshit, and ends up losing because he's not in the right headspace. But I think Ilia's a smart guy. That's why I'm, kind of on the fence about this prediction a little bit, right? I'm not saying like, I really believe his prediction or anything. But man, fighters don't like not fighting. They don't like sitting on the sideline.
Arman Sarukian, meanwhile, makes his intentions crystal clear, openly rooting for Justin Gaethje to dismantle Paddy Pimblett when the moment arrives. He lays out his reasoning without hesitation, suggesting a Gaethje victory would immediately open the door for a collision between them, a fight he believes fans would actually see. In contrast, Tsarukyan implies Paddy would likely sidestep such a dangerous matchup, choosing safer paths rather than embracing real adversity, unlike the ever-willing, battle-ready Justin.
From my own experience, every time I got injured and someone wants to watch a UFC card, it's hard to watch. You can't sit there and watch it. You want to be the guy in there. You want to be the one that people are watching. And I think he's going to have that. He's healthy. He's not, you know, obviously he's dealing with some pretty heavy shit, but he's healthy. He wants to come back and compete and fight. And I think he'll end up breaking to that, and he'll end up coming back. But it's not going to be a good time, and he's going to be dealing with shit. And, you know, that's kind of two bold predictions, to be honest.
Arman Tsarukyan brushes aside the noise surrounding Justin Gaethje's rumored staph infection, refusing to let whispers shape his outlook or expectations. He insists that genuinely serious medical issues rarely ever surface in public view, staying locked behind closed doors where they belong. In his eyes, this talk means little anyway, pointing out that countless fighters quietly battle staph infections throughout their careers, making it a familiar obstacle rather than a decisive threat, and one that holds absolutely no sway over his mindset.
Need to get hurt because I'm not gonna fight him. I'm a nightmare for him, and he knows that if we're gonna fight, he's gonna lose, and he's gonna try not to fight me on his whole life. And I hope Justin Gaethje gonna knock him out and send him back to England, and he can eat his I don't know what he's eating there, chicken or whatever.
Tsarukyan looks back on his withdrawal from the Islam Makhachev fight as a turning point that quietly reshaped everything around him. He explains that the choice detonated across the sport, pulling in waves of praise and backlash at the same time, forcing his name into louder conversations and lifting his visibility to a new level. That moment of controversy, he believes, rewired his trajectory, and he further points to his calculated move to align himself with Khamzat Chimaev's training camp, a decision that sharpened his edge and signaled a more dangerous chapter ahead.
When these pictures showed up last week of like a thing on his neck, did you inquire about it? Did you?
No, if something real happened, never gonna post. They never post like this thing.
Sure.
Yeah,
but sometimes there's like a staph infection, and the internet.
Yeah, but
finds
everybody's fighting with staph infection.
Sure.
So.
But if they called you, let's just say hypothetically today, to fight on that card, could you do it?
I'm here because of that.
You're here to wait.
Yeah.
But you're not a backup fighter. You're not going to weigh in and all this.
No, because I did on the June and nothing happened. Just a waste of my energy.
He goes on to downplay grappling matches, arguing they simply don't carry the same weight as UFC fights, since the lack of brutal weight cuts makes defeat far less damaging to a fighter's legacy. He makes it clear that grappling is not his true arena or long-term pursuit. For months at a time, his passion, energy, and obsession are locked entirely on real fights, real stakes, and the relentless chase of becoming a UFC champion.
It was a pull-out.
You think that was the turning point?
Yeah.
You think that made you popular?
Yeah, I was popular when I pulled out.
Why? People were talking about you.
Yeah, because it was a big fight. When I pulled out, they started talking about my... Someone started support me, someone started hate me, and then from that I started getting bigger. And then I went to the Khamzat's camp. It helped me too with Khamzat. And
how did that happen?
We just became friends.
Okay.
Yeah, from Thailand, and then we started training together. And then I wanted to come to LA to prepare for the UFC fight for the belt. So he came, he liked it, and he stayed there. We won the belt. So now I'm looking for his fight.
Yeah.
Help him and to be close to him.
Before the chaos unfolds, a brutal reality check flashes across the screen. Nearly 99.8% of you watching right now still haven't subscribed, and that means you're one click away from missing the biggest MMA stories as they explode. Fix that now, then lock in, because this gets interesting fast. Despite his razor-thin chances of landing the fight, largely because Dana White's full trust hasn't been reclaimed yet, Chael Sonnen steps forward and flips the narrative. Sonnen publicly defends Arman Tsarukyan, demanding fans give him his due respect. He emphasizes Arman's willingness to play the most unforgiving role in the sport, sitting in reserve, waiting in silence, fully prepared to jump in at a moment's notice. Sonnen argues that kind of commitment isn't cowardice, it's sacrifice, and it deserves recognition, not ridicule. He goes further, saying he personally forgives Arman for past decisions and believes the rest of the MMA world should do the same, because readiness, loyalty, and accountability still matter in this unforgiving game.
This is like training session. Even like, because I don't cut weight.
Yeah.
If I lose, okay, I lose. I don't care.
Right.
But
you do have an ego, right? You want to be successful.
but it's not my sport, you know.
Yeah.
If I lose in the freestyle wrestling, it's okay, you know. But UFC, it's I locked in before 2 months.
Right.
And I think about that fight all day because that's sport that I live for, you know.
Right.
And it's my goal to be UFC champion, and I treat my training camp myself is different, you know. But in the wrestling, you don't get hurt, you know, and it's easier to wrestle, you know, for me. But MMA is hard, and pressure, media, and like if you lose, you're done, you know. Like everybody's waiting when you lose.
Right.
That's why you wanna be at the best, and yeah, it's completely different.
Paddy Pimblett is convinced Max Holloway already cracked the code, exposing the exact blueprint needed to dismantle Justin Gaethje in a pure stand-up war. He speaks with sharp certainty, claiming his own striking carries the same answers, if not more danger, when matched against Gaethje's aggression. To Pimblett, Holloway's performance wasn't just impressive, it was instructional, a live demonstration of how Gaethje can be broken under pressure. Armed with that template, Paddy believes the outcome is inevitable. He insists his timing, movement, and confidence will overwhelm Gaethje early, predicting the fight won't see deep waters at all. In his mind, this ends fast, brutal, and decisive, with Gaethje finished inside 3 rounds.
Weigh in 2 weeks as a backup fighter for UFC 324? What's his situation?
Can we please forgive him? Whatever he did to get himself in this weird purgatory, can we also remember that he agreed to be a backup fighter, that he did a training camp, that he flew out to Las Vegas, he went through the commission, he made weight, he was ready to go in on a moment's notice. You get something for that. I want him to get something. I want him recognized. I forgive Arman Tsarukyan. I want other people to forgive.
Paddy Pimblett doesn't hide his deep respect, openly admitting his admiration for Justin Gaethje and labeling him a warrior revered by every true MMA fan. He paints Gaethje as the ultimate fighter's fighter, the name whispered with respect in gyms and locker rooms, celebrated for non-stop action and performances that never fail to deliver chaos. For Pimblett, this matchup carries a surreal weight, because sharing the octagon with someone he's admired and studied for years feels almost unreal. He explains this isn't just another fight on a card, but the exact moment he once pictured in his mind long before he ever reached this stage, the kind of high-stakes collision that turns childhood inspiration into a dangerous, living reality.
That he wants to keep this on the feet. We know his knockout power, but your submission skills are so slick. You want to take it to the ground?
Oh, okay. I'll keep it on the feet with him. Like, there's the blueprint there to beat him. Max done it, and I everyone underestimates my strike, and everyone thinks I'm just gonna come in and I'm gonna take him down, and I'm not. Like, he had an absolute war with Chandler, and I Chandler up. So I know MMA math doesn't work, but you'll see come Jan 24th when we have a perfect game plan and we finish him within 3.
Pimblett fully leans into his unconventional identity, openly labeling himself clumsy, awkward, and unapologetically strange inside the cage. Rather than hiding it, he treats it as a weapon, insisting his grappling flows differently and his striking comes from angles that defy standard mechanics. Everything he does, he says, is executed in his own unmistakable way, detached from textbook form. Because of that, he believes opponents are left scrambling in preparation, unable to find a training partner who can truly mirror his movements or rhythms. In his view, that unpredictability creates chaos long before fight night, making his style nearly impossible to simulate in the gym and brutally difficult to solve once the door closes.
You got a big challenge ahead of you first with Justin Gaethje. Were you a Justin Gaethje fan prior to any thought of fighting him?
I am a Justin Gaethje fan, I am. Yeah. And anyone who is an MMA fan and isn't a Justin Gaethje fan isn't an MMA fan. Like, I always say, he's your favourite fighter's favourite fighter. He's one of my favourite fighters, one of the best fighters that you can watch. And the fact that I'm now getting in there against him is what dreams him.
Justin Gaethje makes his intentions unmistakably clear, setting his sights on a dangerous rematch with Max Holloway, but only if Holloway first dismantles Charles Oliveira and clears the path. Beyond that immediate obsession, Gaethje floats a bigger, bolder vision, calling for Ilia Topuria to move up and bide his time, a shift that could align the stars and deliver a Holloway showdown on the grandest stage imaginable, right at the White House.
He says Scousers don't get knocked out. What do you say to that?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Have you allowed...
I will try to test that theory.
Have you allowed yourself to think ahead to once you win, if you get the win, Ilia? No thought?
Nope, I've said it before, I don't ever plan on being alive after the fight, so if that's how it ends, that's how it is.
Separately, Arman Tsarukyan sharpens his focus on a collision with the winner of Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway, locking his ambitions firmly on the BMF championship and the chaos that comes with it. He argues that if Ilia delays his return until the summer, especially with Topuria's habit of competing only once a year, then waiting quietly is not an option he's willing to entertain. Time, in his view, is a weapon that can be wasted or seized. Rather than sitting on the sidelines watching opportunities pass, Tsarukyan sees the interim BMF title as a rare opening, a massive stage where momentum can be stolen and status can be rewritten in a single violent night.
Talk that, Justin Gaethje has good wrestling, he uses it very well defensively. Can you foresee him maybe being able to stop your takedowns?
No. I don't wrestle like a normal person. I don't shoot double legs and single legs and wrestle like a normal person does. I do everything differently. I'm not normal. So he's not gonna be able to get a sparring partner in what grapples like me or strikes like me, because I'm a weirdo.
Fair enough.
It's the way it is. But
he did call your style awkward, actually.
I'm honest, pal, and I'm very awkward. You can't really get a sparring partner in to do me because I'm so awkward. So I'm looking forward to fighting him. As I say, he's a legend. He's someone I've always loved watching. So to get the chance to actually get in the cage and fight with him is unbelievable. I can't wait. And to have Justin Gaethje on my resume is going to be something that'll last forever. You know what I mean? It'll be part of my legacy, and I'm looking forward to it. I just hope he doesn't retire once he...
Justin Gaethje finally confronts the lingering retirement whispers, admitting that the talk exploded from a deeply emotional, personal place rather than cold logic. He explains that the situation was amplified by how his manager framed it, and in that charged moment, he likely spoke straight from frustration instead of restraint. Gaethje doesn't shy away from the truth, acknowledging that fighters are often driven by ego, emotion, and even pettiness when they feel overlooked. He reveals that the Real wound came from believing he had already paid his dues, earned his position, and deserved more than he was being offered, which is why the issue cut so deeply and refused to fade quietly.
Max Holloway for the BMF belt, a belt that you've held before. What do you think of that matchup?
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Yeah, I hope Max wins. I hope Ilia goes up, and then I can fight Max on the White House card and take the BMF belt and the championship.
That you'd said if you didn't get a title shot next that you might retire. Was there any truth to that? And if so, is giving you this interim title shot kind of said, okay, I feel like I'm getting what I deserve now?
Well, I definitely, I got what I asked for. It was more my manager put me in that, but I mean, I probably said it, but it was, we're emotional beings, and we're petty. You don't get to where I'm at or where these fighters are at without being petty. I take things personal, and I thought I had earned something, and so I was trying to stand up.
Gaethje goes even further, admitting that one more brutal knockout would likely close the final chapter of his career for good. He reveals that his first knockout wasn't just a loss, it was a wake-up call that forced him to reassess everything, understanding his nearing the end, not standing at the start. Now, he stresses that protecting his health is non-negotiable, placing trust in his team and family to guard his well-being and recognize the exact moment to walk away, before the sport takes for more than it ever gives back.
How many wars do you have left in you? What is that number today?
One more knockout. I went to sleep. Before that, I'd never been put to sleep. If I would get put to sleep again, I would definitely call it quits.
Really? So you're drawing a line?
That's been my line. Yeah, it never happened. So it wasn't like if I get knocked out, I'm quitting. But once I got knocked out, 37 years old. If I was 20, 27, 30, this would be a different story. But this is not the beginning. This is definitely the end of my career, and it's been such an amazing thing. Obviously, they'll use and abuse you in this sport, and you have to protect yourself. And I obviously have created a team. I got my family and my coaches, and they all have my best interests in at hand. And I've always told them that I'm in it till they say I don't have it no more. Or whenever I feel like my younger self, the hunger of my younger self can beat the skills that I have now.
Concurrently, Arman Sarukian hints at a calculated shift toward the featherweight division, but only if a championship opportunity materializes and makes the risk worthwhile. He's quick to clarify that dropping to 145 pounds isn't a casual experiment or an impulsive move, knowing the cut would demand sacrifice, discipline, and precision. Still, the lure of gold changes everything. If a title fight waits at that weight, the conversation becomes real, urgent, and dangerous. For Arman, the compass never wavers. He chases moments that redefine careers, not comfort or convenience, and meaningful opportunities always dictate his direction. A featherweight championship clash, in his eyes, wouldn't just justify the move, it would perfectly align with his relentless pursuit of legacy and relevance.
I'm not too big for 155. So maybe one day I'll go down for 145 even.
You think so?
Yeah.
Wow.
Can make it. Just for title fight.
Just for title fight?
Yeah.
You versus Volkanovski?
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Upskick. Short.
Yeah,
upskick.
yeah. Because of the size.
Like you see the video, I was sparring with
oh,
guy.
I saw that. Yes.
Easy upskick.
Yes, I know. Who is that guy, by the way?
Oh, he's a strong guy.
Is he?
Yeah, he trains with us. And when I saw him in the mat, I said I gotta train with you all day because I gotta get used to shoot the short legs.
Sure. Volkanovski plans to dismantle Diego Lopez with ruthless efficiency, hunting a decisive finish while absorbing as little damage as possible, all to fast-track his return to the spotlight. He views a rapid victory as leverage, a way to stay active and line up another fight immediately, possibly against Mavsar Evov or Iron Murphy.
Are you going to be done after this fight?
Yeah, I don't know where that came from exactly. Obviously, I guess whether people are just going off what I say, like I'm like, you know, how many more do I have? You know, if I was to get beaten up, am I gonna, you know, come back to fight? No, you know what I mean. But that's not my plans, you know. I mean, unless something, you know, things go horrendously wrong, you know, I'm planning on going back out there. You know, whether the next one, you know, taking on an undefeated fighter in the UFC or something like that, I mean, that's appealing. Maybe that could be one that I finish up on. But right now, I plan on everything going well, getting my hand raised, hopefully taking minimal damage so I can have a quick turnaround and still fighting. So the plan is definitely to retire, you know what I mean? So that's, I don't know where that comes from. I plan on doing what I'm going to do. You know, again, he's a dangerous guy. He's tough. You know, we see now, you know, he can take a good punch. But I plan on going out there. I don't take any damage, and I want to have a quick turnaround, try and have the quick turnaround that I wanted last time. And then maybe we can do it with someone like Mavsar or Murphy. And then, again, I know they'll be disappointed, but their fight won't be too far away because I'll make sure.
Volkanovski went deeper into the reasoning, breaking down why Diego Lopez secured the title shot ahead of Iron Murphy and Evov, insisting the matchup still carried the spark and danger fans crave. He stressed that excitement mattered, momentum mattered, and this fight delivered both without compromise. Volkanovski then revealed that Murphy and Mavsar were likely already locked into a clash of their own, and if that proved true, he had no issue exercising patience. He made it clear he would watch, wait, and eventually step forward to challenge the winner, letting the division sort itself out before striking at the right moment.
Just beat this guy in your last fight, and it wasn't a controversial fight or anything like that. Did it take some time to get, you know, a little bit revved up for this challenge?
Not really. I mean, I'm going to fight whoever. You know, whoever it is, I'll step up. Obviously, I'm going to look at how people, you know, maybe legacy-wise and all that, you know, would I rather an undefeated fighter like Mavsar or you know, Lerone Murphy or something like that? Yeah, maybe. But I know this is still going to be an exciting fight, and I can just, you know, fight if I think they might be fighting. I'm not too sure. I think Lerone Murphy and Mavsar might be fighting, and if that's the case, I'll just fight the winner of that. You know, obviously I've got to take care of business 1st of February.
Paddy Pimblett say if he wins against Justin Gaethje, he could see a world where you'll want to go up and fight him at 155. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I've seen that. I mean, if it's offered to me, of course I'm gonna, you know, I'll fight for the lightweight title. But I mean, you know, as everyone knows, I'm pretty real with everything. Right now, it's like, do I deserve a shot at the lightweight title already? You know what I mean? Like right now, it's like, no, I know I don't. So it's not something that I'm planning. And like I said, I'm not planning to fight for another 2-3 years. So I feel like for me to deserve a shot like that, I'm going to need another 2-3 wins, and then maybe I'm back in a position where I can fight for it. I deserve a shot at that lightweight title. I don't believe I deserve that right now. So that's why it's not.
That wraps up today's breakdown, but the conversation doesn't end here. Drop your predictions and opinions on the upcoming bouts in the comments, and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss the latest UFC reports, updates, and fight-shaping news.